Alright, we're moving along on this series. It's the Emprah's fabulous Squighawk boy. Um, I have thoroughly enjoyed this series. I have thoroughly enjoyed this recommendation. So many of you did recommend it. Um, After this series, like I said, I'm going to be moving on to Voldemort's Rogal Dorn and the Imperial Fists. And that is a three-part series as far as I know. If dying. If anybody knows of any other things, I'm going to be checking that out. I'm going to be watching this, the next one after that, and then there's two shorts that I'm going to be checking out after I finish with this. So there's going to be 5 videos in all, I think, today. And, yeah, we're just going to continue on going. Once again, the Emperor's fabulous Squighawk boy. Here we go. It's like, I don't really feel like I need to make a lot of commentary over this, because if you guys are watching this, you're already familiar with 40K, and if you're not, a lot of these jokes are just flying over your head, and I'm sorry. No, don't get all upset. You got put in there because you're being loud. Angry pups.
It is the doom of all who strive against fate. The simple-minded mistake what fate truly is. They believe that fate is predestination, that all the actions and consequences of our lives are already set, that every moment in the galaxy is carefully planned somehow. One look at the state of the galaxy should call that theory into question. No. Fate is a fast-running current flowing above the heads of the countless, nameless, faceless people whose lives mean very little and have no impact on their own worlds, let alone the galaxy at large. But for those who dare to reach above their station, they can ride the currents of fate towards greatness, creating history and fulfilling their purpose. But all water flows to the ocean. All fates come to the same end.
Okay.
With the arrival of the Bloodfly Boys, the faltering lines of the Emperor's ships were able to strengthen themselves. They were not exactly pushing back, but the fight had turned from an outright slaughter to a slow, grinding fight of attrition, with the Emperor's forces slowly curling back to their flagship, the Boomcephalus. Snigismund and the Crumpstodies were slowly seizing enemy ships one by one through boarding actions. But the only place in the battle where the Loyalist boys were truly hitting back was the vanguard of the Blood Flyboys, with Sad Griniest at the front, driving deep into enemy forces and aiming right for the vengeful Speargit.
If you guys are wondering why that cage behind me is shaking, it's because there was a little angry thing out, and she doesn't want to take a nap right now. So she is throwing a fit. She's been throwing a fit for a little while now. She's a very tired creature. She's a very tired creature. And she needs to take a nap.
He was planning to face Horus himself. The Emperor tried to reach
And that was Thunder.
Sad Griniest by Vox, but to no avail. He was now sprinting back inside the Boomcephalus.
Zog it, Uncle Dawn! Sad Grinius is gonna get himself snipped! He's trying to fight Horus by himself! Get the teleporter ready! I'm ending this heresy myself!
Okay, I'm gonna take care of this little loud and angry thing. I'll be right back. One of the fun things about recording and basically having the house that I do and the pugs that I do is every so often you try to do stuff and it just doesn't work out, and then yeah, it's one of those things. So I've actually had to start and restop this, and I only got 15 seconds along, so I just rewound it back to where I was. I have recorded, I had to delete about 15 minutes of recording just because the pug was sitting there just going crazy. I actually had Volcana sitting right here, but she was hungry, so she whined and complained, and she got outside, so there we go.
No. What you mean, no? I mean that you ain't doing this all by yourself, Emprah. I'm coming with you. You ain't the only one that wants to crump Ulrus in his big gettish face.
The Emperor re-entered the ship and headed towards the teleporter room. When he arrived, Orkaldorn was already standing on the teleporter pad as mech priests work feverishly.
No, it ain't working. There's not enough power. Then say your prayers louder so Gorkemel can hear ya.
The Emperor stepped onto the pad as well.
We gotta get into the big boss room of the Vengeful Speargit. It's dead center, right in the middle of the big skull on the ship. Get us there with no Zogops. Right, no Zogops. By the will of the Omnisire, we'll get you there all right and proper. Yeah, but he is the Omnisire. The Emperor, he is the Omnisire. Oh. Oh yeah, then it should be fine. All right, hit the big red button. No, wait.
Before the Emperor could protest, they were gone. The Emperor found himself being flung haphazardly through time and space. Most orcs found this experience completely disorienting. But the Emperor was familiar with time and space and weird portals and stuff like that. And as he drew closer, he could see the big boss room at the end of the tunnel, a violent green light. And as he drew closer, the scene began to come into focus. There were dead loony squighounds and blood flyboys all around as the Emperor set his golden boots onto the bridge of the Vengeful Speargit. And there, in the center of the room, was Orus Luterkill, standing over the body of Sad Griniest, his Git Basher covered in blood.
Ah.
The great Squighawk wings of the Primarch of the Flyboys had been torn away from his back as he lay in a pool of his own blood. The Emperor looked around. Orkaldorn was nowhere to be seen. Orus grinned.
Oh, knew you'd show up. Once your pretty flyboy got himself crumped, I knew you wouldn't be far behind. Once I stomp your ugly skull, the Imperium will be mine.
The Emperor clenched his fists as he looked down at the body of Sad Griniest.
You's playing dirty, Fate. Sad Griniest ain't had nothing to do with this. What is you talking about? I'm saying you're a Git, Fate. The lowest Git there is. All you want me to do is go the way of the dead Emperor. It ain't happening. I'm ending everything right here and right now. You gone mad, Emperor? Huh, it don't matter. I, Orus Luterkill, is gonna be the new Emperor and crush all the Yumis, Pansies, Blue Sticks, Bone Boys, and Spiky Gits. All of them. You ain't Orus, you're just Fate. You ain't never done nothing except what some other Git told ya. I made ya, and I told you to go on crusade. And I'll bet some other Git got to talking in your ear, and now you're doing what they say. Who was it? Orkgar? Did you betray me because of that Git? No. You betrayed me because you ain't really Orus. You's just a fake puppet. Quit your yapping and get to fighting.
Orus's eyes flashed green as his body began to spark and surge with war energy.
What? You thought you was the only weird boss? I could zog you with me brain alone. Sure you can.
The Emperor's rage boiled within him as an enormous green flaming fist manifested before him. It crackled with energy as the wall itself seemed to be pulsing and boiling out of the Emperor.
You killed Sadgriniest! Boy the fist of Gork! Get zogged!
The enormous fist plowed into Horus, driving him back into the wall of the big boss room. The huge war boss struck against it, leaving a Primarch-shaped dent in the wall. Horus let out a groan, and then roared as he responded with his own streaking bolts of green lightning. But the Emperor was ready, and deflected the attack, sending the raw war energy bouncing all around the control systems of the bridge, causing small fires and explosions.
Enough weird boy stuff, Horus. Fight me proper.
The Emperor drew his flaming chopper.
Unless you ain't orc enough for a proper scrap. With pleasure.
As the duel between the Emperor continued, the forces of the loyalist Primarchs, guided by the light of Malkadork's sacrifice, began to arrive at the battle. The Ultramorons, the Darkfly Boys, the Salamanders, the Red Scars, the Iron Hands, the Raging Guard, and finally, the Space Squighounds and the Thousand Spores. One by one, they began to arrive. Voices echoed through each and every ship in the fleet. The very void itself seemed to rumble with the voices.
For the Emperor! For the Imperium! War!
Noman do they call me. My mother and my father, and all my comrades.
I gotta tell you, I like it. Poor sad Grinius. Poor sad Grinius. It makes me sad. But it's sadder that the Emperor screwed up more than the Emperor did with Maggie the Red. In any case, just like with all the other videos, his Patreon's going to be down below. Same for the link to this video, as well as my own information. I'm going to keep on plowing right ahead in this playlist, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.